It all started late one evening in the forest. The sky was turning dark, and the wind moved slowly through the tall trees. I was walking along a narrow path with my flashlight when suddenly I heard something strange. At first, I thought it was just an animal. Maybe a deer, or a small fox moving through the leaves. But then I heard it again. Click, click, click. It didn't sound like any animal I had ever heard before. The rhythm was too deliberate, too precise, almost mechanical. It made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. I stopped walking. The forest became completely silent. No birds. No wind. Nothing. Only the sound of my own breathing and the faint rustle of leaves under my boots. Then my flashlight flickered for a second. That's when I noticed something very strange. The air in front of me seemed distorted. It shimmered slightly, almost like heat waves over asphalt on a hot day. And then I saw it again, a shadow that moved too fast, too silent. I slowly took a step back, trying to stay calm. My heart started beating faster, each thump echoing in my ears. I whispered, "Hello." No answer. But then the strange clicking sound came again. Click, click, click. This time it was much closer, and I could feel it, a presence, a weight in the air. Something was watching me. I pointed my flashlight toward a cluster of trees, but there was nothing there. Just the dark trunks. Just the shadows. But I knew it was there. I could feel it. My instincts screamed that I was not alone. Suddenly, a faint movement in the corner of my vision. A blur, almost invisible, like the light bent around a body. The hairs on my arms stood up. I could see the shimmer of its armor for just a second before it vanished into the shadows again. I had heard stories. Rumors. Urban legends. Tales of a hunter, a creature that could cloak itself, invisible to the naked eye, coming only to hunt. And now, I was living one of those stories. The clicking echoed behind me, faster this time. Almost like it was walking around me, circling. I tried to stay calm, but my flashlight trembled in my hands. I realized then that every instinct in me was screaming to run. But where? The forest was dense. The shadows were everywhere. Then I caught a glimpse of glowing eyes, high above in the treetops. I froze. They were watching me, intelligent and calculating. I knew one thing for sure. I wasn't just being observed. I was being hunted. The air felt heavier, charged with something primal. My mind raced. I thought about climbing a tree, hiding behind a rock, anything. But I knew deep down, nothing would keep me safe. The forest seemed to close in on me. Every rustle, every crack of a branch, sent jolts of fear through my body. And then, the clicking stopped. Complete silence. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. I could feel it. Waiting. Patient. Silent. I knew the hunt had only just begun. The silence in the forest was unbearable. Every step I had taken seemed deafening now, every snap of a twig echoing like a gunshot. My flashlight flickered again, and I realized that it wasn't just a machine malfunction. Something was interfering with it. I crouched low behind a fallen log, trying to make myself invisible, but I knew better than to think it would work. The predator didn't rely on sight the way humans did. It could sense movement, heat, even the faintest vibrations in the ground. Then I heard it, a low, guttural hiss, almost a whisper, coming from above me. I froze completely. My heartbeat pounded in my ears. The trees around me seemed to stretch taller, darker, closing in. A shadow passed over me. I looked up, and for a fleeting second, I saw the predator's glowing thermal vision scanning the forest. Its armor shimmered slightly, blending perfectly with the shadows. Its wrist blades caught a glint of moonlight, sharp and deadly. I had only one thought: I had to survive. Slowly, I inched backward, trying to keep the predator's gaze off me, trying to remain in the shadows. Every leaf that rustled under my hand, every snap of a branch beneath my foot made me flinch. Then it moved. Faster than I could react. One moment it was in the treetops, the next it dropped silently to the ground a few meters away. I could hear the faint hiss of its plasma caster powering up. My blood ran cold. Instinct kicked in. I ran. Branches slapped my face, roots tried to trip me, but I didn't stop. The predator followed, silent except for the faint click of its movement. Every so often, I caught a glimpse of it through the trees, towering, perfectly camouflaged, and utterly unstoppable. I ducked behind a massive boulder, barely daring to breathe. I could hear it circling, its claws scraping against stone and dirt. My mind raced for any plan, any way to survive. But the predator wasn't just hunting me. It was studying me, analyzing me, learning my patterns. Then the air shimmered again. I realized it wasn't approaching directly. It was trying to flank me, using the forest to its advantage. I glanced around desperately. My flashlight's beam fell on a fallen tree. I clambered onto it, balancing carefully. The predator leaped. In a flash, it landed on the tree trunk I had just left, the momentum throwing leaves and dirt in every direction. Its glowing eyes locked onto me. I could feel its alien intelligence calculating every move. I knew I couldn't fight it head-on. Not like this. My only hope was to survive until dawn, to find a way to escape the forest before it fully attacked. The predator let out a low, guttural roar, a warning, a promise, a challenge. And in that moment, I realized the truth. This hunt wasn't just a random attack. I had been chosen. Chosen to be tracked, tested, and outsmarted by one of the most lethal hunters the planet had ever seen. I swallowed hard, tightened my grip on a branch, and whispered to myself, "Stay alive. Just stay alive." The forest closed in, the shadows deepened, and the hunt began in earnest.